Imagine walking through a forest where every maple tree tells a story, where ancient mountains guard secrets in their valleys, and crystal-clear lakes mirror the changing seasons. Welcome to Vermont, where outdoor adventure generates $2.1 billion annually, making it second nationwide in outdoor recreation's contribution to state GDP. Vermont transforms with each passing season. Spring brings the sweet scent of maple harvests. Summer opens countless hiking trails across the Green Mountains. Autumn paints the landscape in spectacular colors, and winter blankets world-class ski resorts in pristine snow. Today, we're exploring 16 remarkable destinations across Vermont. We'll reveal locations most visitors overlook, like the hidden caves of Smuggler's Notch, the 8th-generation Morse Farm Sugar Works, and Quechee Gorge, Vermont's own Grand Canyon. Each of these stops tells a unique story of Vermont's past and present. But first, ever wondered why Vermont attracts more outdoor enthusiasts per capita than almost anywhere else in America? By the end of this journey, you'll understand what makes this state so magnetic to adventure seekers, history buffs, and culinary explorers alike. Whether you're planning your first visit or your 15th, this guide will help you experience Vermont like a local. We'll show you when to visit each location, how to avoid crowds, and where to find authentic Vermont experiences that most tourists miss. Let's begin our journey through Vermont, starting with a place where history and nature create something truly extraordinary. Top locations. Our journey begins in the Lake Champlain region, where the lake's 587-mile shoreline shapes the culture, cuisine, and character of three remarkable destinations. Number 1. Burlington. At the heart of Burlington stands Church Street Marketplace, a 4-block historic district where 19th-century architecture meets modern vitality. Early mornings here reveal a special ritual, local chefs selecting produce from the farmer's market, continuing a farm-to-table tradition that predates the movement itself. Burlington harbors more breweries per capita than many other U.S. cities. The story begins at Vermont Pub and Brewery, established in 1988 when microbreweries were virtually unknown. Today, pioneers like foam brewers craft unique flavors using local ingredients, including maple sap and wild herbs foraged from nearby mountains. While most visitors flock to Church Street, locals know the real treasures lie in the South End Arts District. This former industrial zone now houses 75 artist studios in repurposed warehouse spaces. Time your visit for the first Friday of any month when all galleries open their doors for free evening viewings. The waterfront tells another story entirely. The Echo Lake Aquarium and Science Center houses 70 species of fish, amphibians, and reptiles native to the Lake Champlain Basin. But the real draw comes at sunset. Join locals at Waterfront Park, where the Adirondack Mountains cast long shadows across the lake's surface. Number 2. Shelburne. Just 7 miles south of Burlington, Shelburne preserves Vermont's agricultural heritage while embracing modern sustainability. Shelburne Farms, a 1,400-acre working farm, began as a Gilded Age estate. Today, its grand turreted barns house an award-winning cheese-making operation. Their brown Swiss cows produce milk for their signature cheddar, aged in cellars beneath the original 1890 dairy barn. The farm's woodland trails hide a secret: old maple trees still bearing metal spouts from the 1870s, marking one of America's earliest commercial maple syrup operations. The Vermont Teddy Bear Company reveals a different side of Shelburne. Beyond its playful facade lies an impressive story of artisanal craftsmanship. Each bear still receives individual attention from skilled sewers, many using techniques passed down through generations. Visit on weekday mornings to witness the birth of new bears and meet the dedicated artisans. Number 3. The Lake Champlain Islands. Connected by causeways, these islands offer an experience most Vermont visitors miss entirely. Grand Isle State Park spans 226 acres along the western shore of Grand Isle, featuring a mile of lakeside hiking trails through one of Vermont's last remaining sand dune environments. Local fishermen still tell tales of Champ, Lake Champlain's legendary monster. While its existence remains unproven, the lake does harbor ancient lake sturgeon, prehistoric fish that can grow to 6 feet long and live for a century. North Hero State Park reveals a unique lakeside floodplain forest, a rare ecosystem in Vermont. Visit during spring migration when thousands of waterbirds stop here, turning the shoreline into a natural amphitheater of bird songs. The park's rangers lead dawn wildlife walks from May through September, offering insights into the delicate balance of this island ecosystem. For a truly local experience, visit Heroes Welcome General Store on North Hero Island. This 1899 landmark doesn't just sell supplies, it serves as the community's living room where island residents gather to share news and stories. Their maple creamies, Vermont's term for soft-serve ice cream, incorporates syrup from trees growing right on the island. The best-kept secret? The sunset viewing point at Night Point State Park. Local photographers know that the combination of lake waters and western exposure creates spectacular photo opportunities year-round. Visit during winter when the frozen lake creates natural ice sculptures along the shore. Next stop, Vermont's mountain region, where ancient peaks shape adventures. Mountain region. Vermont's mountains hold centuries of stories, from glacial formations to hidden smuggling routes. Each peak offers a different perspective on this remarkable landscape. Number 4. Stowe. Mount Mansfield rises 4,395 feet above sea level, standing as Vermont's highest peak. The mountain's summit ridge resembles a human face in profile. Locals refer to its features as the forehead, nose, lips, and chin. This ancient formation hosts one of Vermont's rarest ecosystems, the alpine tundra, surviving since the last ice age on just 200 acres. The mountain's name originated from the now-extinct town of Mansfield, which merged with Underhill in 1839. Early settlers named peaks after their towns, preserving a piece of Vermont history that might otherwise have been lost. Smugglers notch cuts between Mount Mansfield and Spruce Peak, where massive boulders create narrow passages barely wide enough for a single car. During Prohibition, these passages served as secret routes for bringing alcohol from Canada. Today, hikers discover caves where smugglers once hid their contraband. The most accessible, King Rock Cave, sits just 15 minutes from the parking area. Stowe Mountain Resort transforms with each season. Winter brings skiers to its 116 trails. Summer opens 20 miles of hiking paths, including the famous Long Trail. For photography enthusiasts, the Gondola Sky Ride offers unparalleled sunrise shots of the valley. Arrive 30 minutes before first light for the best opportunities. Number 5. Killington. Killington stands at the cusp of transformation. The resort's $3 billion expansion will reshape Vermont's mountain experience by 2028. The 450-acre base village development brings new lodging and dining options, but the real story lies in its environmental commitment. The project aims for net zero carbon emissions through innovative design and renewable energy. Killington earned its nickname Beast of the East during the winter of 1958, when it became the first eastern resort to use artificial snowmaking on a major scale, revolutionizing the ski industry. 6 peaks comprise Killington's terrain, each with distinct characteristics. Killington Peak at 4,241 feet provides the longest vertical drop in New England at 3,050 feet. Bear Mountain challenges experts with mogul runs, while Snowdon Mountain preserves intermediate-friendly glades. Summer reveals Killington's lesser-known side. The Beast Mountain Coaster winds through forest canopy, offering thrills without the winter chill. Mountain bikers navigate 35 trails ranging from beginner flow trails to technical single-track descents. Visit Thursday evenings for Bikes and Bites. Local food trucks gather at the base while riders enjoy extended lift hours. Number 6. Mad River Glen. Mad River Glen stands apart in the ski world. This cooperatively owned resort maintains a skier-only policy and relies primarily on natural snow. The single chairlift at Mad River Glen, installed in 1948 and meticulously restored in 2007, is one of the few remaining single chairlifts operating in North America, celebrated for its historic charm. The resort's motto, "Ski it if you can," has become an enduring symbol of Mad River Glen's challenging terrain, with its origin deeply rooted in the mountain's culture. They placed this challenge on bumper stickers, creating an enduring symbol of the mountain's commitment to authentic skiing experience. For the 2024-25 season, Mad River Glen enhances its heritage with modern touches. A new variable drive system for the Sunnyside Double and an overhauled snowmaking system balance preservation with progression. These improvements maintain the mountain's character while ensuring its future. Spring reveals the mountain's secret, a network of sugar maple stands. The cooperative maintains traditional maple sugaring operations, producing small batches of syrup available exclusively at the base lodge. Visit in March to witness the sugaring process and taste maple sugar on snow, a Vermont tradition. Next, we'll explore Vermont's cultural corridor, where history and creativity shape communities. Cultural corridor. The heart of Vermont beats through its cultural centers, where art, history, and tradition blend to create living communities rather than mere tourist destinations. Number 7. Montpelier. Montpelier's daily population triples as people flow into the capital for work, creating a unique rhythm. The golden-domed State House, built in 1859, tells stories through art. 16 Civil War battle flags stand in the lobby, while the Cedar Creek Room showcases a massive painting of the battle that turned the tide for Vermont troops. While it is often said that the Vermont State House dome contains more real gold than any other Capitol building in the United States, this claim remains unproven. Local legend suggests that Vermont miners provided the gold during the 1850s gold rush, reflecting the state's pride in its resources. However, this story lacks concrete evidence. Morse Farm Maple Sugar Works, operated by the same family for 8 generations, sits just outside town. Their Sugar House Theater, housed in a converted barn, screens a documentary about maple sugaring while visitors taste 4 grades of syrup. March brings the peak of production. Watch steam rise from the Sugar House chimney and sample sugar on snow, served with fresh donuts and dill pickles, a traditional combination that balances sweet with sour. The North Branch Nature Center maintains 28 acres of forest and riverside trails where salamanders emerge on the first warm spring nights. Visit during their annual Bird Fest in June when expert guides lead dawn chorus walks. Over 100 species nest in these woods. Number 8. Woodstock. Woodstock earned its reputation as one of America's most beautiful small towns through careful preservation rather than artificial beautification. The town green, established in 1830, remains remarkably unchanged, ringed by historic homes and federal-style buildings. Billings Farm and Museum operates as both a working dairy farm and a window into agricultural history. Their Jersey cows produce milk for award-winning cheddar, while the 1890 Farm Manager's House showcases Victorian rural life. Time your visit for 7:30 a.m. to witness the morning milking. The staff welcomes questions and demonstrates techniques passed down through generations. Sugarbush Farm, tucked into the hills outside town, offers a different taste of Vermont heritage. 4 generations of the same family produce both cheese and maple syrup here, one of few farms maintaining both traditions. Their maple syrup is graded in the traditional way, using filtered sunlight to assess color and flavor. The cheese aging room holds 12,000 pounds of cheese, each wheel dated and turned by hand. The Marsh-Billings Rockefeller National Historical Park tells a groundbreaking story of conservation. As America's only national park focused on land stewardship, it preserves the site where George Perkins Marsh wrote Man and Nature in 1864, a book that helped launch the American conservation movement. The garden's design spans 200 years of landscape history, showcasing how humans can work with rather than against nature. Visiting during different seasons reveals Woodstock's changing character. Spring brings lambing season at Billings Farm. Summer fills the town green with music during the summer band concert series. Fall creates a spectacular display as sugar maples around the town green turn brilliant red. Winter transforms the village into a quintessential New England scene, especially during the wassail weekend in December when horses and riders in period costume parade through town. Hidden gems. These next destinations reveal Vermont's capacity to surprise. Places where natural wonders and human history intertwine in unexpected ways. Number 9. Quechee Gorge. The name Vermont's Grand Canyon barely scratches the surface of Quechee Gorge's story. This 165-foot deep chasm holds 13,000 years of geological history. Meltwater from ancient glaciers carved these walls, leaving behind one of New England's most remarkable formations. Most visitors view the gorge from the historic 1911 Steel Arch Bridge, but locals know better paths. Take the quarter-mile trail to the bottom near the dam. Here, the morning sun creates rainbows in the mist as water rushes through the narrows. Arrive before 9 a.m. to have this spot largely to yourself. The Vermont Institute of Natural Science near the gorge transforms tragedy into hope. Their Raptor Rehabilitation Center cares for over 400 injured birds annually. Visit at 2 p.m. for their raptor feeding program. You might witness a great horned owl's silent flight or a peregrine falcon's speed demonstration. Number 10. Manchester. Manchester reveals its secrets gradually. Three distinct historic districts, Depot, Main Street, and Bonnet Street, each tell different stories of Vermont's development. In 1863, Mary Todd Lincoln visited Manchester to recover from grief after losing her son. She stayed at the Equinox Hotel, where her private quarters remain preserved. Hill Dean, Robert Todd Lincoln's summer home, extends beyond its mansion tours. The 412-acre estate includes a sustainable goat cheese-making facility and a 600-foot floating boardwalk through Dean Farms wetlands. Visit during golden hour. The late afternoon sun illuminates the mansion's 1,000-pipe Aeolian organ through stained glass windows. The American Museum of Fly Fishing preserves unexpected history. Beyond displaying 22,000 flies and 1,200 rods, it tells the story of how fly fishing shaped conservation efforts in Vermont. Their collection includes flies tied by Theodore Gordon, the father of American dry fly fishing, who advocated for clean rivers decades before environmental movements began. Local artisans maintain workshops in converted barns throughout Manchester's back roads. The Vermont Woodworking School's gallery showcases pieces made from locally harvested maple, cherry, and birch. Time your visit for their First Friday demonstrations, when craftspeople share traditional techniques. Manchester's marble sidewalks come from quarries that once supplied material for the New York Public Library. On rainy days, these slabs reveal fossilized creatures from an ancient seabed, a reminder that Vermont once lay beneath tropical waters. The Southern Vermont Art Center occupies a 407-acre estate overlooking the valley. Their sculpture park weaves through forest trails featuring 400 pieces that change seasonally. The Boswell Botany Trail showcases native plants that inspired these artworks. Grab their botanical guide to understand these connections. Seasonal changes reveal different facets of these hidden gems. Spring thaw maximizes Quechee Gorge's water flow. Summer evenings bring chamber music to Hill Dean's gardens. Fall colors reflect in Manchester's marble walls. Winter snow transforms Vermont Institute of Natural Science raptor enclosures into dramatic photography settings. These locations reward curious travelers who venture beyond standard guidebook recommendations. Take time to explore side trails, talk with local experts, and discover your own hidden corners of Vermont. Additional remarkable locations. Number 11. Bennington. Bennington combines revolutionary history with contemporary arts. The Bennington Battle Monument, standing 306 feet tall, marks the site of a crucial American Revolution victory. Visit at sunrise when the monument casts its longest shadow. Local photographers gather here to capture the dramatic play of light on the valley. The Bennington Museum houses the largest public collection of Grandma Moses paintings. Her works capture Vermont farm life in the early 1900s with remarkable detail. The museum's research room contains her original sketches and notes, revealing how she planned each scene based on childhood memories. Number 12. St. Johnsbury. St. Johnsbury stands as the gateway to Vermont's Northeast Kingdom. The Fairbanks Museum and Planetarium, housed in a Victorian building, contains 175,000 natural science specimens. Their eye-on-the-sky weather forecasts, created using traditional meteorological techniques, often prove more accurate than modern computer models for local conditions. The museum's founder, Franklin Fairbanks, invented the platform scale here in 1830. His invention revolutionized commerce by enabling accurate weight measurements for the first time. The museum displays the original prototype among modern examples still manufactured in St. Johnsbury. Dog Mountain, created by folk artist Stephen Hunick, spreads across 150 acres. The Dog Chapel, adorned with Hunick's whimsical wood carvings, features the Dog Wall, thousands of photos and notes remembering beloved pets. Early morning visits offer solitude and stunning views of the White Mountains. Number 13. Brattleboro. Brattleboro's creative energy flows from its industrial past. The Cotton Mill, a restored textile factory, now houses artist studios, dance spaces, and craft workshops. First Friday gallery walks reveal how artists transform industrial spaces into creative havens. Brattleboro has been a leader in solar power in Vermont. In 2018, the Wyndham Solid Waste Management District completed a 5-megawatt landfill solar project, one of the largest in the state. Today, Brattleboro continues to promote sustainable energy practices through various initiatives and workshops. The Brattleboro Museum and Art Center occupies the town's former Union Station. Their open call exhibitions showcase emerging Vermont artists alongside established names. The Riverside Sculpture Garden changes monthly, featuring works that respond to the changing seasons. Number 14. Brandon. Brandon's population barely exceeds 4,000, yet it supports over 30 working artist studios. The Brandon Artists Guild coordinates Art in the Park events where visitors watch sculptors, painters, and glassblowers at work. Brandon marble, quarried here in the 1800s, adorns the U.S. Capitol building. Local artisans still work with stone from the same quarries, creating sculptures that connect present to past. The Stephen Arnold Douglas Birthplace Museum tells an unexpected story. Before debating Abraham Lincoln, Douglas began his political career in Brandon. The museum's collection includes original correspondence revealing how Vermont shaped his early views on states' rights. Number 15. Grafton. Grafton demonstrates historic preservation done right. The Grafton Village Cheese Company continues a tradition started in 1892, aging cheese in hillside caves. Their viewing windows allow visitors to watch cheesemakers hand-turn aging wheels every morning. The Nature Museum at Grafton focuses on Vermont's smallest residents. Their collections of insects, minerals, and plants tell the story of Vermont's biodiversity. Their Mighty Acorns program teaches children traditional forest management techniques passed down through generations. Number 16. Weston. Weston's Vermont Country Store operates as both retail establishment and living museum. Founded in 1946, it still sources products from small New England manufacturers. Their basement archive contains every catalog ever printed, documenting changes in Vermont consumer culture over 75 years. The Weston Playhouse, Vermont's oldest professional theater, showcases talent in a restored 1830s Greek Revival building. Summer performances often feature Broadway actors seeking refuge in Vermont between seasons. The theater's Young Company program trains next-generation performers in traditional stage techniques. These locations remind us that Vermont's appeal lies not just in its landscape, but in the way communities preserve and reinvent their heritage. Each town adds its own chapter to Vermont's ongoing story,